Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing Tic Tac Toe Tie. And you can see here in the thumbnail, I mean, it's the start of a tic tac toe game. I guess, of course, the student would end up going first. Sleuth being a good sport. I used to actually do a bit of volunteer kind of tutoring, teaching at school. So growing up, I used to do it even when I was at school, volunteering at a special needs school. Then when I got to university, I was actually doing something very similar. It wasn't a special needs school, but essentially doing a bit of tutoring of various classrooms. Now, in one of those particular cases, I guess that's kind of how it goes with inner city schools in London. The teacher that I was with was end up being attacked by one of the students, punched. And then I thought, well, there's probably other ways of volunteering and giving back. I'm not really sure I'm up for defending myself against any students. Now, I wasn't necessarily fearing for myself. I'm probably quite a bit bigger in size than any of the students. I'm 6'4". But at the same time, I'm not exactly trusting the fact that they're not even carrying a concealed weapon or a knife of some sort. So, there are better ways to give back to society than exposing myself to that. Anyway, long story aside, shall we take a look at today's puzzle and rule sets? So we've got Tic Tac Toe by Willpower. Not quite Stickman figure, but you can see that there is indeed a Tic Tac Toe game, and it is indeed a tie. Neither crosses nor notes has won here. You can't see that any of them have won. And rule sets wise, we've got normal Sudoku rules apply, so obviously that means place the digits 1 to 9 once each, in every row, in every column, and in every 3x3 box, if I can select one. Then we have German whispers, so numbers on the green lines are at least 5 apart from their neighbors on the line. So if you imagine that this cell here is a 2, this would have to be 7, 8, or 9 to be 5 or more away, and obviously that cascades. So if this is an 8, this cell here would have to be 1, 5 or more away. That could be 1, 2, or 3. What else do we have? We've got killer cages, so numbers in cages sum to the number in the top left corner of the cage. So for example, if this cell here was a 2, well, actually this cell here was a 2, this would have to be an 8 to make sure that these two cells add up to 10. These two are 9. I can't even select today. 11, etc. And then lastly, Will is being very explicit about this. The blue line has no effect on the puzzle. That's the O-rings that we have in here, other than just being obviously part of the tic-tac-toe puzzle. So, if you feel like playing tic-tac-toe with me, or solving this particular puzzle, link will be in the description down below as usual for you to play along. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock, see how I get on. Just take a note of the time, and we can get started. So, there's quite a few things that catch my attention pretty much immediately. First off, we can get some digits fairly quickly. Essentially, all of these center digits in the O's can be placed. The way to do this is to add up all of the digits inside any one of these boxes, which obviously because it's Sudoku, it's 1 plus 2 plus 3, all the way up to 9. They add up to 45. Now the cages are giving us 20, 34, 43. This cell here is a 2. A digit in around 30 seconds, that's always a good thing. In here we've got 10 plus 14 and 14, which is 28, so that's 38. That would be a 7 to get us to 45. In here we've got 10, 25, 35 and 4, 39, so that would be a 6. In here we've got 20, 30 and 38, that would be a 7. So 4 digits in a minute, that's not bad going. Now, the other thing that's caught my attention is, and I'm sure it has for you, is the German whisper lines. Now, what I'm going to do, actually forget it, I'm just going to show you. If I try and put anything in these cells, in these middle intersection cells, other than 1 or 9, it will immediately break. Let me even try something fairly permissive like a 2. That's a bad example. Let's try a 2 in here. Now, to find 4 or more digits that are 5 or more away is pretty much impossible, because essentially 7, 8, 9 are indeed 5 or more away. The next biggest digit would be a 6. 6 is only 4 away. So it's true that essentially all of these centers are 1, 9. And therefore, we can actually sort of color code them. If this is the low digit, that would be the high digit. If that's the high digit, that would be low. So these two are the same color, purple. These two are the same, these three are the same color, orange. We can go a step further now and color all of these as orange, if I can select them correctly. That's orange. And obviously all of these ones are purple. I didn't really mention it during the rule sets, but the thing with German whisper lines is it oscillates between low and high. So whatever the neighboring digit is going to be the opposite polarity. And I can already see from column 9 that purple is high. So if you take a look at box 9 for a second, it's made up of 2 5s here in the corner. Essentially, they're either 2 3 or 1 4. But that means I've got 3 low digits already in column 9. Can't make that 4 and 5. That's impossible. We've only got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've only got 4 low digits in any given column. I'm going to delete this before I forget that this is just a pencil mark. So that means purple is red, orange is low, and we get a few more digits. This is 9. These are 1s, and we're up and running. Say we're up and running, I'm staring blankly at it. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have 6 and 8, 7. Sorry, 6 and 8, 5 and 9. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, here is an obvious one. And a 15 cage without a 6 available. This is 7, 8. That 7 gives us the order. That's 7, that's 8. That gives me 5 and 9. That 9 gives me the order. That's 9 and 5. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, except neither of these are 1. Therefore, neither of these are 4. I'm not sure I'm going to keep that pencil mark, but let's keep going. Yeah, I am going to just remove it. It's probably going to confuse me later. We'll keep doing corner pencil marks though. So this is actually 6 and 9 because they're not 7 and 8. And therefore these are 7 and 8. Can I do better? These also add up to 5. Essentially, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 in here. I can do 6 and I can do 5, just Sudoku. So 6s means there are no 6s in here. Clearly 6 is not a low digit. That's the only place for a 6. That's the only place left for a 5. So essentially, because this is either a 1, 4 or 2, 3, that would also add up to 5 in here. I think I can resolve this with this one, incredibly, these 5s. Because essentially, these add up to 5, these add up to 5. In here is a low digit from 2, 3, or 4. Now, if I place a 4, this would be 2, 3. If I place 2, 3, this would be 1, 4. No, I don't resolve it. Ignore me. Right, 7 and 9 in here gives me 6, 8. Which also gives me 7, 9. How is that helpful? 7, 9, not 8. 7, 9 tells me that this is a 6, 8, 14 cage, not a 5, 9, because we've already used 9 in the column. That means that this is 5, this is 9. Yeah, not too sure about the low digits. Shall we keep going? So what else do we know? Right, so where does 9 go in this box? And I'm focusing on 9 because 2 of these cages can't accommodate it. So it's either 9 in the 10 cage or 9 in the 11 cage. 9 in the 10 cage can only be up here because of this 9, with a 1, which it can't be. 9 in the 11 cage can only be in here, again because of this 9, with a 2. That gives me 7, that gives me 9. 10 cage now is not 1, 9, 2, 8, or 3, 7. It is 4, 6. Probably can pencil mark the entire box now. So for the 9, it is clearly not, well, I mean, it is 1, 8, not 2, 7, not 3, 6, or 4, 5, and this is 3, 5. Does that give me much? No. Surprisingly, no. 9, I mean, 1, 8 gives me 6, gives me 8, 9, Where does 7 go in column 1? Well, it's not this cell where it is. That's the 7. 5 is not in here. 5 is in one of these two cells because of that 3, 5 pair. This is actually a high digit, which is 6 because 7, 8, and 9 are gone. This is a low digit. It is not 3 or 1. It is 2 or 4. Which means 1 is in one of two places, of course, because of the 1, 8. 2 is in one of two places. This is not exactly helpful stuff. 1 and 2 means this is 3, 4, 3, 4. Yeah, that's 3, 4, that's 3, 4. Therefore, this is a 2. And therefore, this is 1, 2. This 3, 4 means this is 1, 2. If it's a 4, it's a 1. If it's a 3, it's a 2. 5 is not in here. 5 is there. And this is 3, 4. I now have, well, another 3, 4 and a 1, 2. I don't know where they go. And the same again in here. Well, 1 and 2, this is the 3, 4. This is the 1, 2. Don't know where they go here. Right. Can I do better? Yes. I can say that this is 1, 4. Just a complete row 3. This is 2, 3. Nothing here seems to resolve them. And this is 5, 8. Come on. No, still don't know what this is. Maybe we've got a similar trick going on here. For example, where does 1 go? Can't be inside a 13 cage or the 14 cage. If it's inside a 7, it would have to be accompanied with a 6, which it can't be. So it's inside the 9. That 1 tells us the order. That's 1. That's 8. That 8 gives me 6 and 8. This is now 7 and 9 because it's not 6 or 8. That gives me a 14 cage of 5, 9 because, well, it's not 6, 7, 8 or... Yeah, it's either 6, 8, which it isn't, or it's 5, 9, which it is, and it's not a 9 in this cell. That's better. This one resolved these finally. So that's 2, that's 1, that's 4, that's 3, that's 4, that's 6, that's 4. That 5 at the bottom gives me an 8, a 5. That 1 gives me a 4, a 1. That 2, 3 is still not resolved. But we're definitely making progress. This is a 4 to complete row 9. These are 6, 8. That 6 tells me the order. 6 and 8. 2, not in these two cells. That's a 2. This is another 3, 5 pair. Say another 3, 5 pair. I was just looking up here. What do we have? We have 2, 3, 4 in there. How about we complete the 13 cage? That's probably going to help. And the 7 cage. So it's not 1, 6. It's not 2, 5. It is 3, 4. I actually don't know the order yet. That's another 3, 4 in here. Okay, and the 13 cage is 6, 7. That 7 tells me the order. That is 6, that is 7. That gives me 9, 8, 7, and 6. How am I not resolving some of these low digits? Am I just not paying attention somewhere? Usually the case. So this is with a definite 2. 6, 7, and 9. 9 is resolved because of this 9. That's 7. That's 9. That 1 resolved that 1, 8 a long time ago. I don't even know how long it was. This is not 1 or 2. This is 3, 4, 3, 4. 3 and 4 means both of these are 1, 2. That's another 3, 4. That's another 1, 2. This is 3, 5, 3, 5, 1, 2. They're all pairs. We should be able to write in this digit, which is a 7. I need 5 and 8. That 5 tells me this is not the 5. That's the 5. That's the 8. Right, I'm clearly not paying attention to something now. Yeah, no, 4, there. 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 5, 3, 5, 3. And this is now, the 3 is in here. This is 2 or 4. That 4 tells me everything that I need to know. 3, if I've not made any, oh, hang on, no, 3. If I've not made any mistakes, that's a 4 for the finish. Beautiful puzzle, willpower, as usual. Hope that you guys enjoyed it. It's a fairly straightforward puzzle, but I mean, that's kind of what you want on a weekday. Hope that you enjoyed the puzzle and the video. It was a fairly smooth solve. I think, once you sort of get, I mean, these break-ins are pretty much given for the usual crowd that watches this channel. And this wasn't too difficult, and then everything else really rolls off from there. It's hard to describe how this puzzle would be similar to anything else if you've enjoyed it. There are plenty of German Whisper puzzles and Killer Cage puzzles. So maybe German Whispers is the one that is the more interesting one. So have a look around at that next playlist. See you back for the next video. Bye-bye for now.